Hey y'all, welcome to Peyton Energetics. I'm Peyton, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the more common categories of starseed soul missions. Now, we have talked in previous videos about how one of the hallmark signs of the starseed is a feeling that there's something you're here to do. This is something that so many of my starseed clients have reported. This overwhelming feeling that there's something they should be doing. The only problem is they don't know what it is. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some of the common categories of starseed soul mission, in case you are one of the many starseeds who is trying to figure out what you're here to do. What is your soul mission? Now, of course, every starseed is unique. So there are countless flavors of starseed soul mission, but today we're going to talk about some of the most common categories. Now, the first category, and what I would consider to be probably the most common type of starseed soul mission, is what we call the teacher and the healer. And so many starseeds are here to be teachers and healers. Often, starseeds bring from their home star system healing modalities. So starseeds tend to be expert healers. And a lot of times, something that starseeds are particularly good at is taking ordinary modalities that already exist, and creating new ones from that. So a lot of times, starseeds can build on their memories of how healing was done in their home star system. So certain types of starseeds can be particularly amazing at this. I always see the Arcturians as being just phenomenal healers. And so Arcturian starseeds tend to be kind of at the top of the list of just being masters at any form of healing. But the sister category to this is starseeds who are here as teachers. Because as we know, starseeds are here to support Earth through the ascension process. And one of the ways that starseeds do this is by sharing multidimensional wisdom and information. So starseeds come in encoded with star wisdom, higher dimensional wisdom. And one of the things that they are here to do is to teach that to the human realm. So to bring that incredible galactic wisdom into the Earth plane. So this is probably the most common category of starseed mission, is that of a teacher and a healer. Now, another type of category that you see pretty often is what we call the grid workers. Now, the grid workers are starseeds who are here to work on the energies of the planet. So grid workers may find that they are very drawn to particular parts of the globe. So they may feel just a need to go to Sedona or to Egypt or to Mount Shasta, because grid workers are here to work with the energies of the planet. So this may look like working on planetary energies, on planetary templates, on vortices on the planet, or just making sure that the planetary energies are running properly. So this is something that grid workers are expert at. Now, there's something that's kind of interesting about starseed grid workers. They are one of the few categories of starseeds who tend to remember what they're here to do. Because as I mentioned earlier, something that can be a huge source of frustration to starseeds is not remembering their mission. Because as starseeds, like all humans, we pass through the veil of amnesia just to play the Earth game. And so we tend to have to surrender our multidimensional memories, including what we're doing here. So I find that the grid workers tend to be a little bit of an exception to this, and they tend to be some of the starseeds who remember what they're here to do. So grid workers are planetary energy workers. If you want to know more about any of the categories that we are talking about in this video, I have a whole video on each of these missions. So go back to my Starseed playlist and you'll find a full video If some of these are kind of piquing your interest and you want a little more info, you'll find a full video on each of these mission categories. But today, we're just going to hit the highlights in case you missed those earlier videos. Now, the next category of Starseed Soul Mission is what we call the anchors. And the anchors are starseeds who are here to connect their high vibrational energy at certain points of the planet. So you can think of starseed anchors as lighthouses. So they are starseeds who are often going to be drawn to either visit or live in particular location because that's where their energy is needed. So what anchors do is bring their unique vibration to particular points of the planet. They're kind of like acupuncture needles. And as they live in a particular place or visit a particular location, they download their energy, their frequency into that location where the planet needs it. So you can think of starseed anchors as lighthouses, sharing their energy anywhere they go. But they may find that they feel a strong need to be in certain spots. So anchors are really fascinating. And so if you are a starseed who just feels like you need to live in a particular space, this may be what's going on. It may be that your energy is needed at that location. And if you are a starseed and are interested in knowing more about your galactic origins and opening up your starseed gifts, make sure you check out my newly launched Starseed Mastery class, where I take you through all the basics of opening your multidimensional gifts in a way that's safe and effective. Find that on my website at peytonenergetics.com. Now, moving on, the next category of Starseed Soul Mission is what I refer to as the transmuters. And transmuters may have the toughest job of all, because what transmuters do is they are here to convert the density of this planet into light. So a lot of times transmuters are processing energy for the entire human collective. And unfortunately, when we talk about processing energy for the collective, we're not talking about the fluffy, fun stuff. So transmuters tend to be processing the pain of humanity, the separation of humanity, and some of humanity's densest templates. So being a transmuter is no joke. So transmuters tend to be running massive amounts of energy through their bodies, processing that energy, stripping the negative imprinting off of it for the entire collective. And this is something that can be really rough on the physical body until transmuters learn how to do this safely. So transmuters have a particularly challenging job as starseeds. And one thing that makes this so difficult is that they tend to not know that they're doing this. So if this is something that sounds vaguely familiar to you, or if the little hairs on your arm are standing up as you hear this, check out the video I did on transmuters for some additional information to help you do this in a way that's more comfortable. Because being a transmuter without the proper training can be a whole lot of no fun. But transmuters are the powerhouses of the Starseed community because they tend to be running about 10 times more energy than the average person. So knowing how to do this safely is really important. So transmuters are doing the heavy lifting. They are doing the heavy processing for the entire planet. And then another category of Starseed Soul Mission is what we refer to as the messengers. And the messengers are those starseeds who bring through and share with the human population messages from the higher realms. So a lot of times this takes the form of starseeds who are channels, who are bringing through wisdom and messages from the higher realms. And also for people who are intuitives or empaths, who are bringing through higher dimensional wisdom and information and sharing that with the human collective. So messengers are all about sharing the news, sharing the higher dimensional wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And finally, another category of starseed soul mission that doesn't get as much attention is a category that is sometimes referred to as the Watchers. Now, believe it or not, there are starseeds who are here to do nothing more than observe the process. Now, they are still, of course, functioning as starseeds because just by being on Earth with their galactic frequency, that high vibration, they are helping Earth through the ascension process. But a lot of times when we have what we call the Watchers, they are not taking an active role in this process. So we do have starseeds who are here, not huge numbers of them, but they're here, who are just here to observe the ascension process and report back to their home star system. So they are here, so they are starseeds, but they're not taking as active of a role as your typical starseed in helping to support humanity through the ascension process. They are more here as observers. So their main responsibility is reporting back to the star system they came from. So sometimes these starseeds, who I've found to be fairly rare, and so these are who we might think of as the observers. So this is just a snapshot of some of the more common types of starseed mission. Let me know in the comment box below, what is your starseed mission? Drop that in the comment box below. And while you're down there, don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you soon. Bye.